welcome to Biopractify. I am Khushi. So have you ever wondered how we piece together the story of evolution, connecting every living being on Earth, from the tiniest bacterium to humans? Today we are diving into the exciting world of phylogenetics, the science of building evolutionary trees. Let's unravel how scientists trace the tree of life and why that matters for everything from fighting pandemics to saving endangered species. So what is phylogenetics? Imagine you have a family tree, but not just from your relatives, for every living thing. Phylogenetics is a field that helps scientists to figure out the relationship between different species. But instead of family stories, we use DNA sequences, protein structures, and even physical features to trace how species split and diversified over time. So why do we do it? It's to find a common ancestor, to understand how species evolve and diverge, to even track how diseases like COVID-19 spread and change. Picture a tree. The branches represent different groups, species or population, and every time the tree splits, that's a node, it marks a common ancestor. The bottom or root is the ancestor of everything in that group. The tips are today's species, or sometimes one that went extinct. There are two types, rooted and unrooted trees. Rooted trees show a direction, a timeline from ancient ancestor to today. Unrooted trees just show connections, but both are super useful depending on your question. So, how do we know which species are closely related? Scientists use all kinds of data. The shape and anatomy of plants or animals, especially used for fossils. Even better, DNA, RNA and protein sequences are game changer thanks to modern technology. In some cases, entire genomes are compared. Choosing the right kind of data is like picking the right ingredient for a recipe. The outcome depends on what you put in. So how do we actually build a tree? There is two types of tree construction methods. First, distance-based method, and second, character-based method. Let's break it down steps on how we build a tree. First, we choose sequences. Find a gene or protein that's common to all the species you want to compare. Second, we align. This is where computer programs lines up similar areas. Imagine lining up a bunch of sentences and matching similar words. It helps pinpoint where changes happen. Third, build the tree. Now, special algorithms step in. Some like maximum parsimony look for the simplest solution, fewest changes. Others like maximum likelihood use statistical models to figure out which tree best explains the data. Neighbor joining is super speedy and doesn't assume all lineages evolve at the same pace. Fourth, we visualize and interpret it. The resultant tree gets visualized with software where scientists look for key patterns. Are two species close together or did they split off eons ago? Softwares like Mega and PhiML help with all these steps, making the process accessible even if you aren't a coding expert. So one of the most critical steps you ask is multiple sequence alignment. If you get this wrong, your whole tree could be off. The alignment ensures you're comparing apples to apples, matching up DNA or protein position that descended from the same original spot. Misalign and you might make false conclusions about relatives. So you've got a tree. Now what? We look at the branches to see relationships and evolutionary path. Each node shows a split, a point where one species becomes two. Some trees have little numbers called bootstrap values. They show how confident we are about each split. Higher is better. So why does any of this matter? During these disease outbreaks like COVID-19, phylogenetic tree help track how the virus changed and spread, sometimes faster than traditional methods. In conservations, mapping evolutionary histories helps us decide which animals or plants need the most urgent protection. Phylogenetic methods are used to compare entire genomes across species, which inform the understanding of gene function and evolution. And last, drug developers use this info to predict antibiotic resistance, and forensic scientists can even trace the source of mysterious pathogens using these approaches. But it's not always smooth sailing. Convergent evolution, sometimes unrelated species evolve similar traits. Things bat and birds both have wings, they can trick our trees. Noisy and missing data, sequences errors or incomplete samples can mess up our result. Third, computational powers. Some methods are really intensive. Building trees from massive datasets can slam even powerful computers. Choosing the correct evolutionary model for the data is crucial. So next time you see a diagram of a family tree or hear about variants or viruses, remember the hidden science that helps us make the sense of life's great web. Phylogenetics is more than just drawing trees. It's the detective story that connects every living thing on Earth. If you enjoyed this journey through evolution toolkits, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome biology deep dives. Drop your questions or topics in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.